Hi guys, it's Stefanie and Jeremy over Turf and Skill Level Up. Thank you for tuning in today. And before we get started, make sure that you like this video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our page and our channel here so that you get notified of all of our amazing informative videos that we're posting about business and life success and how you can skill level up. So today we're going to talk about systems and primarily why it's important for you to have a phone sales system, scripts in place in your business. And I might hint a little bit more about it being for a service company, since that's what we have. That's our primary business. However, this is important for any business, no matter what you do.
So before I ask you what a system is, the great thing about a system is, think about how a system is something that you can use to replicate yourself over and over again. So systems are really important if you want to have employees, if you want to be able to take a day off of work.
If you want to go on a cruise and not have to get the Wi-Fi package.
Yeah, you have to have a system, or else you're going to be stuck doing it your way all the time, or you're going to have to find somebody with experience that can do it their way all the time. It's going to be really hard to train people. You're really limiting yourself if you don't have systems.
Yes. A system would be kind of like a outline, key points. Maybe your system is how we answer the phone. You do this, you do this, you do this, you say this, you say that. So it's a written outline, step by step of how you do something in your company or your business.
That's a good definition.
Okay.
So we might get into more of them later, but Stefanie really wants to focus on sales systems today, in particular phone sales systems,
Yes.
because that's one of her specialties. So let's hear what you got.
All right. So basically, the reason I want to talk about this is because being a homeowner myself, a business owner, I've called service companies on numerous occasions and been frustrated because I don't feel like they fully understood what I was asking for. I don't even know if they're going to show up. I'm really not sure how much they're going to charge me. So there's been a lot of open-ended things and you're just not sure. So with our company, I don't want our customers to feel like that. It's not a good feeling. We want them to feel like we know what they want. We've got them scheduled. They're taken care of, and feel confident in us and what we're going to do for them. So part of that is making sure that you have a really solid phone sales system. So in our company, we have a phone script. It's step by step. How you answer it. Hi, thank you for calling Overturfs. This is Stefanie. How can I help you? It starts at that all the way to the end of the phone call. Most of our girls within a few months of doing it have a lot of it memorized, but it's right there at the front desk so that they can reference it. And let's say someone who hasn't answered the phone in a while has to jump up there and answer it. It's right there and they can reference it and go back to it, and it's handled the same way every time.
Right. So doesn't necessarily mean you're a robot, like just
right.
Doesn't sound like you're calling a call center. You can make the script sound your own way, but this is the outline that you follow, because these are the results we need to get by the end of this phone call. And we know that when we follow this system step by step, we're going to close a certain amount of sales because we have those numbers. And we know if you don't do it this way, you're not going to have as many sales. Or if we do experiment with adding different things and we track that and it works, then maybe we add it to the system. The important thing is it's a system that's consistent.
Right, and can be duplicated. And it helps you with tracking as well. But we'll get into that in a second. One of the main things I wanted to talk about, I actually have one here because I help answer the phone sometimes if it's necessary, but this is just our customer intake sheet. It's just a Word document I made up, but every customer that calls in, we use this, and it just kind of helps the girls follow along with the script in the phone call so that they don't miss anything. In fact, if there's something missing on an appointment, I can almost guarantee you it's not on this sheet. It's not written down. It's not marked. One of the check boxes isn't done, because if they didn't put it on here, then there's an error. So one of the main things is that having a script and like an intake sheet like this to follow, it limits errors. It takes away the human element of forgetting to ask certain questions, forgetting to get the address written down properly, things like that. So it prevents human error is one of the main things.
Because even if you've done something over and over again, always having a checklist is going to be helpful. Even for me, if it's something I've done 1,000 times, when I go through my checklist to make sure I did everything, it's another step to cover your bases, because sometimes you forget something simple you've done 1,000,000 times, you forget it. You go to a job, you forget a basic tool or something like that because you didn't do your checklist. Or somebody took something out of your truck and you didn't realize it, and you didn't do a checklist, and when you get there and you start to work, you realize it's not there. So definitely having a checklist in any kind of business, you want to be able to replicate yourself. But even if you are a solo owner operator, it's going to be helpful having systems and checklists for yourself.
Yeah, maybe even more so for somebody who is a owner operator, because you are wearing so many hats. You are doing so many things. I know for me personally, like I said, sometimes if I do pick up the phone, I haven't done the script for a while, I kind of stutter a minute and I have to open it up really quick because I'm like, oh, what do I say after that part? You know, you might forget because you're not doing that aspect of the business every day like you used to. So it can even help you when you're wearing a lot of different hats.
If you've called a call center where they have a script but they're reading it, or you call a call center where they have a script but they're really trained and they have good systems where the call flows nicely. You tell them about your problem, they quickly and easily find you the right answer. There's a huge difference in having a script and doing it right and doing it poorly, and I'm sure you've experienced it if you've ever called customer service.
It really takes the question out of things for your clients too. It makes them feel confident when you recap the phone call. Maybe at the end of it, you say, oh, okay, Mrs. Jones, we have you scheduled for this date, this time, we're coming to this address, and we're doing this service for you. It really makes them feel confident because they know you've listened to them. There's no doubt in their mind about what you're coming out for, when you're showing up. So it's also just providing a really extra level of customer service too, to have those systems in place. And even during the phone call, when you're asking questions, maybe throughout the script, to make sure that you can actually help this client, because how frustrating is it if you didn't ask the right questions and here you take up their time, maybe they had to take off of work, and you get to their home and you can't even provide the service that they actually wanted. So having a script in place and an intake sheet for your phone salespeople to follow is very important, because they won't miss those details, and making sure that you can actually help the clients the best way possible.
And what I've noticed too is sometimes I've hired people that said, oh, I'm a great natural salesperson.
Yes.
It always almost makes me cringe when I hear that, because then I know that they're going to be relying on talent alone and not skill. So they don't always put in the work they need to be able to sell like they should, to be able to learn the systems like they should, and to be able to do it consistently. Because somebody that's just relying on their natural ability, what happens if that person's having a bad day? What happens if they got in a fight with their girlfriend or boyfriend the night before? Does that mean they're going to have a bad sales day? Yeah, probably is. But if they have a script, they know the script, you know, sometimes they may not have as great of a sales day when they're having a rough day, but we know that they're still going to be pretty consistent because they're still saying and doing the things that we've asked them to say and do, and it's something that works, versus just relying on, I'm just not really feeling it today, what do I, you know, almost rather have somebody that can follow the system and has never done sales before than someone that thinks that they're a natural salesperson. So another thing of having people well trained on the system is people that sometimes rely on their natural ability. We've had them promise things that they're not supposed to promise. We've had them agree to things they're not supposed to agree to because they weren't following the system. And then we get out there and we say, we don't do that. We can't live up to what you've told them we're going to do. So again, it's part of getting those people. And yeah, sometimes they can be a great asset to your team, but you really have to help them appreciate the reason we follow the systems, because you know they may not be in the field. A lot of the salespeople aren't the ones that actually do the work. So if that's the case in your company, you don't want them over-promising things that you can't deliver on. So following the system is an important part of making sure you can deliver a consistent product. I think Zig Ziglar said, I'd rather have a prepared salesperson with a script is always going to outsell an unprepared one.
Yeah.
So being prepared, having a script, you're always going to outsell over time someone that maybe has natural ability but isn't prepared, doesn't go by a script.
And again, I'll go back to the client customer experience too. If every time they call in for service and they are having a different sales process each time, that's also not good, because they don't know what to expect each time, and maybe they're getting told different things every time. So it's also good in that respect, because then they know each time I call in to your company, I can expect these things to happen. And again, that's just a good feeling to the customer and their experience with you and your company.
And another great thing about a sales script is you can test certain things and add this. We all know, if you've done sales and marketing before, one line can sometimes make a difference of getting a sale or not. So sometimes you can keep tweaking this sales script. Ours, we've tweaked it. From the original script over years, we've tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it until we've really refined it for what works for us. And it can be the same for you. You have this system, and now you know, if you've ever worked on systems before or done, it's like the scientific process. You do A plus B plus C plus D to equal E. Well, you can't just change everything in that equation and know if you're getting better results or not. You have to change one thing at a time. Do I get a better result when I do that? No. So now put the original thing back, change the second thing. Does that get a better result? So it's a easier way for you to test, if you're doing things consistently, to see what's working, what's not, if certain things enhance your sales percentage, if certain things decrease your sales percentage. So you can only do that when you have a system. If you're just winging it every time, you don't know what's working and what's not. You can't really do true testing for sales.
You can also have different scripts for different things. You know, we reach out to our past clients and things like that. We have different scripts for that. And sometimes what works one month doesn't work the next month. So then, like Jeremy said, we'll, update it, change it, tweak it. And it's kind of always like a work in progress, so to speak. You just kind of see what works, but you definitely need some sort of script to go off of.
Sometimes you stumble on it. Sometimes I said this and wow, it really worked. So let's put it in the script and let's try it every time. Oh yeah, we've definitely increased our percentage when we say that. So let's add it to the script. So yeah, it's
funny how it works like that.
For sure.
But
that's what I've got to say about sales scripts and sales systems for today. I mean, I'm sure we could talk about this for hours, and we probably have more episodes about not only systems, about sales, about all scripts, all kinds of. We can talk about this forever, but I think this is a good overview. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. We're happy you're watching the show. We're hoping you get some good stuff for you, for your business, for your skills. It translates to your personal life, to your work life. All those things can come together and improve you as a person. So we hope you enjoy the content we're providing you here at Skill Level Up, and we hope you subscribe to it, tell your friends about it, share it, do all that stuff.
Yes. Bye.